Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a financial tool that, let's be honest, most of us think we understand, but we're probably getting it wrong. I'm talking about the Health Savings Account, or HSA, and we're going to show you why its real job isn't just paying for your doctor's visits, it's actually one of the most powerful retirement weapons you probably didn't even know you had.
This analogy really hits the nail on the head. Thinking an HSA is only for medical bills, that's exactly like owning a Swiss Army knife and only ever using the little blade to open Amazon packages. We've all been taught to focus on the health part of the name, but the real secret, the real power is hidden in plain sight, right there in the savings part.
So what is the real story here? If it's not just a piggy bank for your copays and prescriptions, what on earth have we all been missing? Let's totally reframe this thing, starting with what it's truly for.
Okay, first things first, we have to completely change our thinking on what an HSA is. And this isn't just some small adjustment. It's a fundamental 180 shift in perspective. We're going from seeing it as a short-term fund to a long-term financial weapon.
The common view, right? It's just a little pot of money set aside for doctor bills, a simple health fund. But the truth? It's really an overpowered retirement account that's flying under the radar. When you use it the right way, it is, and I'm not exaggerating here, one of the single best wealth-building tools you can get in the US. So what gives it this overpowered status? I mean, how does it earn a title like that? Well, it all comes down to one core superpower that no other investment account has. Let's break down this incredible triple tax advantage.
Okay, this right here is the magic formula. First, any money you put in is tax deductible. That means you get an immediate tax break this year, which lowers your bill to the IRS. Second, that money can be invested in the market and it grows completely 100% tax-free. No capital gains, nothing. And third, when you take it out for any qualified medical cost, you guessed it, also totally tax-free. It is the ultimate tax-saving trifecta.
So let's put this up against the retirement heavyweights we all know and talk about, like IRAs. A traditional IRA? Yeah, it gets you a tax break on the way in. A Roth IRA? It gets you that awesome tax-free withdrawal on the way out. But the HSA? Look at that. It is the only one that gets a yes in every single column. It is truly in a league of its own.
Okay, this all sounds pretty amazing, which, naturally leads to the big question. This is great, but can I even get one? This is super important. And the answer to that question just got a lot bigger, opening the door for millions of people.
30%. Take a look at that number. What could that possibly be? Well, this number represents a quiet but absolutely massive expansion in who can now get their hands on an HSA. Let me show you what happened.
So here's the deal. Thanks to a new tax bill, all Bronze and Catastrophic health plans sold on the ACA marketplace, healthcare.gov, now automatically qualify for an HSA. That's what that 30% is. 30% of all plans on the marketplace. For freelancers, gig workers, entrepreneurs, this is an absolute game changer. So the main key to unlocking an HSA is having what's called a high deductible health plan, or HDHP. And really all that means is it's a plan where you agree to pay a little more upfront, that's the deductible, and in exchange you get lower monthly premiums and, crucially, the right to open an HSA. These are the numbers for this year that the government says a plan needs to have to qualify.
And get this, there's another really interesting new way to qualify. You can now pair an HSA with what's called a direct primary care plan, or DPC. That's the model where you pay your doctor a flat monthly fee for all your basic care. As long as that monthly fee is within these limits, you can have both a DPC and a supercharged HSA. All right, now we get to the pro-level move. This is where we go from just using an HSA to using it like a master. It's a strategy some people call the silent IRA, and it is how you transform this account from a simple fund into a long-term wealth-building machine. So what is this ultimate hack? It's a brilliantly simple idea, really, but it requires a little bit of discipline. And if you can pull it off, the payoff down the line is just enormous. Okay, the strategy is genius in its simplicity. Step 1, when you have a medical bill today, say for a dental cleaning, pay for it with your own cash if you can. Don't touch your HSA. Step 2, and this is the most important part, save the receipt. Scan it, put it in a folder on your computer, whatever, just save it. Step 3, you just let your HSA money sit there, invested, growing, and compounding tax-free for years, maybe even decades. And the final step, the payoff? In retirement, you take out that shoebox of old receipts and you reimburse yourself for all of them from your now huge HSA fund, completely tax-free. Now, this brings up the most obvious question, right? The one that this entire strategy hinges on. Is there some kind of time limit? An expiration date on when you can use those old receipts to pay yourself back? And the answer is a simple, powerful, and frankly, kind of mind-blowing no. There is no time limit. A receipt from 5, 10, 20, even 30 years ago is still perfectly valid. That's the hack. You're not just saving money, you're building a personal bank of tax-free withdrawal permissions that you can cash in whenever you want in the future. So let's bring this all home and really look at what makes the HSA such an incredibly flexible tool, not just for retirement, but for your entire financial life.
This is so important to understand. Your HSA is 100% yours forever. It's not like a 401k that's tied to your employer. You own this account. If you change jobs, if you move across the country, if you decide to retire early, that money and all of its tax-free potential goes right there with you. It is completely portable.
And hey, remember that Swiss Army knife analogy from the beginning? This is why it's so perfect. The list of qualified expenses that you can save receipts for is just massive. We're talking everything from your yearly checkups, dental work, glasses, contacts, even LASIK or braces. Chiropractic care, family planning, the list just goes on, which makes it super easy to build up that big pile of receipts for later.
And here is the final brilliant twist in the story. After you turn 65, the HSA gets even more flexible. If you use it for medical costs, it stays 100% tax-free forever. But what if you're healthy and you just want the money for something else? A trip around the world, a new car, whatever. You can do that. It just acts like a traditional IRA at that point, where you'd pay normal income tax on the withdrawal. No penalties, nothing. It becomes the ultimate flexible retirement fund. So we come all the way back to our first question. When you look at the triple tax advantage that no other account has, the fact that millions more people can now get one, and the incredible power of that silent IRA strategy, is the HSA your secret retirement weapon? Well, the evidence suggests it's time to stop thinking of it as just a tool for opening boxes and start seeing it for what it is, a tool for building your entire future.